Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, English Learning Audio Bar. English words are actually connected with each other, either by meaning or by structure. Today we will see how we can learn English words from 1 to large number. We will start from the word rash, which is quite commonly used in our daily life. Rash. Rash. Rash means a lot of small red spots on the skin. For example, I have got an itchy rash all over my legs. Or means careless or unwise. For example, he has made rash decision to change his job. Ash. Ash. Ash means the soft grey or black powder that is left after a substance has burned. For example, she cleaned the cigarette ashes left on the table. Bash. Bash. Bash means to hit hard. For example, she bashed her head against the wall. Or means to criticize someone severely. For example, she bashed her son for not telling her truth. Cash. Cash. Cash means the money in the form of notes and coins, rather than checks or credit cards. For example, the supermarket only accepts cash. Dash. Dash. Dash means to go somewhere quickly. For example, the restaurant was on fire, and people dashed to the exits. Or means to hit something with great force, especially causing damage. For example, the sea waves dashed against the cliff. Lash. Lash. Lash means to hit with a lot of force. For example, he lashed his wife for her infidelity. Or means to tie together tightly and firmly. For example, he lashed his bicycle to the back of the car. Or used in eyelash. For example, her eyelash is long and thick. Mash. Mash. Mash means to crush food to a soft mass. For example, she boiled the potatoes and then mashed them and mixed them with butter. Or means mashed potatoes. For example, she likes to eat sausage and mash. Sash. Sash. Sash means a long, narrow piece of cloth worn around the waist or over the shoulder. For example, she has a yellow sash to wear for the ceremony. Or means a frame with a piece of glass in it, used in windows and doors. Wash. Wash. Wash means to clean something by using water. For example, she washes her hands as often as she could. Clash. Clash. Clash means to fight or argue. For example, the demonstrators clashed with the police. Her dyed red hair clashes with her green clothes she wears. Crash. Crash. Crash means in a serious accident, a vehicle is damaged and someone is hurt. For example, my car crashed into the rear of another car when turning right. Or means to hit something with making a loud noise or causing damage. For example, the waves crashed against the shore. Or means computer not operating. For example, My computer crashed and I have to restart it. Flash. Flash. Flash means to shine brightly and suddenly. For example, the lightning flashed and the thunder rolled. Or means to move very fast. For example, I did not notice that bird when it flashed by. Or means the device to produce a bright light for a short time when taking a photograph. For example, I do not use flash when taking photos in well-lighted places. Thrash. Thrash. Thrash means to hit a person or animal hard many times as a punishment. For example, his mother used to thrash him when he was a boy, and now he did the same to his own son. Slash. Slash. Slash means to cut with a sharp blade in a quick and strong movement. For example, the thieves slashed several precious pictures after entering the local museum. Or means to reduce something sharply. For example, during the sale season, prices for most goods are slashed. Or means the symbol used to separate letters, numbers, or words. Smash. Smash. Smash means to cause something to break noisily into a lot of small pieces. For example, the jewelry shop windows were smashed last night by the robbers. Or means to defeat someone or to destroy something completely. For example, the government must take action to smash the invaders. Splash. Splash. Splash means the liquid falls on or hits something or someone. For example, she was so sleepy and splashed cold water on her face. Or means a small amount of a liquid that was fallen or dropped. For example, there are some paint splash on the carpet. Squash. Squash. Squash means to crush something into a flat shape. For example, she squashed the empty plastic bottles before putting them in the bin. Or means to put someone or something into a small space. Or means a game of hitting a small rubber ball against a wall. For example, I like to play squash. Or means a drink made from fruit juice, water and sugar or sweeter. For example, you need to dilute the orange squash before drinking it. Or means a type of vegetable with hard skin and lot of seeds at its center. For example, do you know how to cook squash? Fashion. Fashion. Fashion means a style that is popular at a particular time, especially in clothes, hair, makeup, etc. For example, fur coats have been out of fashion. Now we complete rash group and come to rush group. It is easy for this transition, as there is only one word different between rash and rush. 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 Rush means to cause to go or do something very quickly. For example, I heard the sound of water running in the kitchen, and I rushed to switch off the tap. Or means a situation in which you have to hurry or move somewhere quickly. For example, the deadline is near, and she is in a rush to complete her essay. Bush. Bush. Bush means a plant with many small branches. For example, There are some rose bushes in her garden. Or means a large amount of hair. For example, it is surprising to see a newborn baby having a bush of blonde hair. Gush. Gush. Gush means to flow or send out quickly and in large amount. For example, large amount of water gushed out from the ground and formed a stream. Or means a large amount of liquid or gas that flows quickly. For example, the oil tank was broken and a gush of oil flew out. Hush. Hush. Hush means a sudden, calm silence. For example, the people in the meeting were in a hush after her announcement. Or means to tell someone to be quiet. For example, hush. This is quiet area. Lush. Lush. Lush means full of green and healthy plants, grass and trees. For example, there is a lush natural park near her home. Or means very attractive to look at, taste, smell, etc. For example, she likes the lush taste of the milk chocolate. Mush. Mush. Mush means any unpleasant thick soft substance, such as food that has been cooked for too long. For example, the cauliflower turned into mush after being overcooked. Push. Push. Push means to use physical pressure or force to move something further away from you. For example, she pushed her son away when she saw a car was driving toward him. Or means to forcefully persuade or direct someone to do something. For example, you need to push her to accept this arranged marriage. Brush. Brush. Brush means an object with short pieces of stiff hair, plastic, or wire and used for cleaning, painting, etc. For example, she bought a new electric toothbrush for her son. Or means an act of cleaning with a brush. For example, do not forget to give your hair a good brush before going out. Blush. Blush. Blush means to become pink in the face. For example, she blushed when she saw her dreamed prince coming toward her. Or means a pink color in the face. For example, this powder can give you a blush color on your face. Flush. Flush. Flush means someone becoming red in the face because of emotion, heat or alcohol. For example, she flushed after running from home to school. Or means the contents in toilet being emptied by and the toilet being filled with water again. For example, please flush toilet after using. Crush. Crush. Crush means to press something very hard so that it is broken or its shape is destroyed. For example, we need to crush 3 garlic cloves for this dish. Or means a strong but temporary feeling of liking someone. For example, she had a crush on her doctor. Thrush. Thrush. Thrush means a brown bird which is known for its singing. For example, he enjoyed the singing of the thrush. Or means an infection in the vagina or mouth. For example, the boy could not eat, as he suffers mouth thrush. Cushion. Cushion. Cushion means a bag made of cloth, plastic or leather and filled with soft material. For example, she made some cushions for her new-bought sofa. Or means something that makes the effect of a bad situation less severe. For example, people need to save and build up money cushion in case of emergencies. Now we come to group or words which contains UST. Rust. Rust. Rust means a reddish-brown substance that forms on the surface of iron. For example, there is rust on the keys. Or means to become or cause something to become covered with rust. For example, the bicycle chain started to rust. Bust. Bust. Bust means a woman's breasts, or the measurement around a woman's breasts and back. For example, her bust size is medium. Or means a model of the head and shoulders of a person. For example, there is a bust of the king on his desk. Dust. Dust. Dust means dry dirt in the form of powder covering surfaces. For example, the piano is covered with dust. Or means to remove dust. For example, she used the wet cloth to dust the furniture. Gust. Gust. Gust means a sudden strong wind. For example, the gust of wind blew off the house roof. Or means to blow strongly. For example, the wind is gusting to 80 miles per hour. Just. Just. Just means now, very soon, or very recently. For example, I will be with you in just 2 minutes. Or means exactly or equally. For example, the twins look just like each other. Or means only, simply. For example, do not take it serious, as it is just a joke. Or means fair, morally correct. For example, I do not think her comments are just. Lust. Lust. Lust means a very strong sexual desire. For example, his affection to her is based on lust rather than love. Or means a very powerful feeling of wanting something. For example, she has strong lust for power, money and social status. Must. Must. Must means something has to be done in the present or future. For example, our guests will come tomorrow and we must clean our house today. Crust. Crust. Crust means a hard outer covering of something, such as the outside layer of a loaf of bread. For example, the old lady does not like to eat the loaf crust which is hard for her. Trust. Trust. Trust means to believe that someone is good and honest and will not harm you. Or that something is safe and reliable. For example, trust your instincts and do what you think is right. Or means the belief that you can trust someone or something. For example, we can put our trust in her who is a reliable and respected person. Or means a legal arrangement in which a person or organization controls property and/or money for another person or organization. For example, She put a large amount of money in trust and her daughter can have it when reaching 30 years old. Thrust. Thrust. Thrust means to push suddenly and strongly. For example, she thrusted the money into her daughter's hand. Muster. Muster. Muster means to produce or encourage something such as an emotion or support. For example, she mustered her courage to write a letter to him. Or means to come together. The students are mustered by their teacher at the train station. Bluster. Bluster. Bluster means to speak in a loud, angry, or offended way, usually with little effect. For example, he blustered to his wife that she had no right to check his mobile phone. Or means to blow strongly. For example, the gale was blustering outside last night. Fluster. Fluster. Fluster means to make someone upset and confused. For example, she gets flustered when she could not remember the code for the safe. Or means an upset and confused state. For example, do not be in a fluster when you could not remember something. Now we start the group of words which have est. Guest. Guest. Guest means a person who has been invited to a place. For example, besides her own bedroom, she also has a spare room arranged for guests. Best. Best. Best means of the highest quality, or being the most suitable, pleasing, or effective type of thing or person. For example, she is the best person I have met. Infest. Infest. Infest means some animals or insects are presenting in large numbers. For example, the old lady's garden is infested with rats. Lest. Lest. Lest means in order to prevent something from happening. For example, they decide not to drive to workplace in heavy snow lest they will have car accident. Nest. Nest. Nest means home of birds or insects to live in or to lay egg in or to give birth to. For example, there is a bird nest under my kitchen window. Pest. Pest. Pest means an insect or small animal that is harmful. For example, sparrows were once thought to be pests in China. Rest. Rest. Rest means to stop doing something or activity for a period time in order to relax. For example, you need to rest your eyes regularly. Or means a period of time for relaxation. For example, she did not feel well, and her doctor told her to have 1 week's rest. Test. Test. Test means to do something in order to discover if something is safe, works correctly. For example, the products should be tested for their safety before entering the market. Vest. Vest. Vest means a type of clothes covering up a body and with no sleeves. For example, could you buy me several vests, please? Fest. Fest. Fest means a special events where people can enjoy a particular activity or thing. For example, there will be a beer fest this summer. West. West. West means the direction in which the sun goes down in the evening. For example, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Zest. Zest. Zest means enthusiasm, eagerness, energy and interest. For example, the disabled girl showed her zest for life by keeping her room in tidy way. Rest. Rest. Rest means to get something with effort or difficulty. For example, he tried to wrest his control over the company. Wrestle. Wrestle. Wrestle means to fight with someone by holding them and trying to throw them to the ground. For example, wrestle is one of sports many people are interested in. Now it is the group of words which have AST. Fast. Fast. Fast means quick or quickly. For example, she is a fast worker. She swam fast and reached the boat. Last. Last. Last means after everyone or everything else. For example, she was the last person to come for this important meeting. Or means to continue to exist. For example, this bottle of vegetable oil has lasted for 1 month for the whole family cooking. Cast. Cast. Cast means to throw something. For example, the fisherman casted a huge net over the river. Or means to look quickly at something. For example, could you cast your eye on this short report? Or means the actors in a film, play, or show. For example, the whole cast of this new play were invited to attend the dinner. Past. Past. Past means in or to position that is further than a particular point. For example, the supermarket she is going to is past the post office. Or means a period of time before and until the present. For example, she has lived in UK for the past 4 years. Or means finished. For example, the hard time is past. Mast. Mast. Mast means a tall pole on a boat or ship that supports its sails. Or means a tall metal pole used to support an aerial for radio, television, etc. For example, the boat mast was snapped by the strong wind. Master. Master. Master means the person who owns, cares for and controls an animal. For example, dogs are loyal to their masters. Or means a person who is very skilled in a particular job or activity. For example, she is a master in modern dance. Blast. Blast. Blast means to explode. For example, they heard a huge blasting noise. Or means to criticize someone or something severely. For example, the government was blasted for not responding quickly to the pandemic. Vast. Vast. Vast means extremely big. For example, a vast of people watch programs from YouTube. Aghast. Aghast. Aghast means suddenly filled with strong feelings of shock and worry. For example, she looked at the flooding scene aghast. Now it is the group of words containing ist. List. List. List means a record of short pieces of information, or means to make a list, or to include something in a list. For example, in UK, most people like to make a shopping list before going shopping. Fist. Fist. Fist means a hand with the fingers and thumb held tightly in. For example, she punched the sandbags with her fists. Mist. Mist. Mist means thin fog produced by very small drops of water in the air. For example, the morning mist was lifted when sun rose. Blister. Blister. Blister means a painful swelling containing liquid on the skin, caused by rubbing or by burning. For example, my fingers have developed some blisters after packing stuff. Wrist. Wrist. Wrist means the part of the body between the hand and the arm. For example, he wears a gold watch on his right wrist. Listen. Listen. Listen means to give attention to someone or something in order to hear. For example, what kind of audiobooks do you like to listen to? Glisten. Glisten. Glisten means to shine by reflecting light from a wet or smooth surface. For example, the grass glistened in the dew. Now we come to the small group of words containing ask. Mask. Mask. Mask means a covering for all or part of the face. For example, during the pandemic, people must wear face masks when doing shopping in supermarkets. Ask. Ask. Ask means to put a question to someone, or to request an answer from someone. For example, she asked her mum whether she could keep the kitten. Flask. Flask. Flask means a special container that keeps drinks hot or cold. For example, she bought a flask from supermarket in order to keep the boiled water for tea or coffee. Task. Task. Task means a piece of work to be done. For example, the government arranged a task to the House Department to build 20% more accommodations to meet people's need. Let's go to the small group of words containing usk. Tusk. Tusk. Tusk means the long and pointed teeth of some animals such as elephants. For example, the poachers hunt elephants for their tusks. Musk. Musk. Musk means a substance with a strong sweet smell, used in making perfume. For example, musk might not good for women's reproductive health. Dusk. Dusk. Dusk means the time before night when it is not yet dark. For example, as dusk fell, the birds flew back to their nests. Now it is the time for the group of words containing ISK. Disk. Disk. Disk means a flat, circular device used for storing information. For example, he stored all of the experiment data in a disk. Risk. Risk. Risk means the possibility of something bad happening. For example, there is a risk of losing money if you invest your money unwisely. Brisk. Brisk. Brisk means quick, energetic and active. For example, in the morning, they had a brisk walk around the park lake. Frisk. Frisk. Frisk means to use your hands to search someone's body when they are wearing clothes. For example, I do not like being frisked in airports. Finally, let's learn a small group of words which look quite similar and are easily to confuse us. Desk. Desk. Desk means a type of table that you can work at, often with drawers. For example, he bought a table made of oak at high price. Deck. Deck. Deck means a flat area between the sides of a boat for walking. For example, we sat on deck to enjoy the beautiful sea view. Dock. Dock. Dock means a long structure built over water where passengers can get on or off the boat or where goods can be put on and taken off. For example, his grandfather used to work at the local dock to load and unload the cargo ships. Duck. Duck. Duck means a bird that lives by water and has webbed feet, a short neck and a large beak. For example, the little girl brought the bread to the lake and wanted to feed the ducks there. Or means to move your head or the top part of your body quickly down to avoid being hit. He ducked his head when he saw the football flying toward him. Duke. Duke. Duke means a man of very high rank in a country, or the ruler of a small independent country. For example, Prince William is Duke of Cambridge.